Hello. So I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on how I edit. So I'm just gonna show you with this picture, but if you tap on your picture, you should see this diamond here, and you wanna press it, and then go to, that will be like where your thing will start moving. And then you can pick where you want it to stop moving and add another diamond. And with that second diamond, you want to move it to where it will end at. So let's say I want it to there. But you want to start it, let's say I want to start it at this corner, and then I want it to move over to this corner. So you first diamond in one corner, the other diamond that corner. Now, if you click it like in the middle of those two diamonds, there will be this kind of graph thing right next to the diamond. You want to click that, and there's all these options you can choose from. I like to just use this one, and it kind of makes it go back and forth, but there's a lot more options for what you want to do. But you just pick the one you like best, and then you have a simple animation like that. And you can do this for a lot. You can use the same method for a lot more stuff. Now that you have a simple animation, or you know the basics of the animation, once you got that down, I'm just gonna rezoom into here so I have a white background, because I prefer to have white backgrounds and stuff. You can do this with overlays. So you just click off of it and go down to overlay, and then hit add overlay, and you can add like whatever you want. Okay, so this is the photo I used for the my recent animation. And what this is these are all the photos I had, but you just make them clear. So you just remove the background, which I'll show you later in the video. But you can go down to the bottom and hit transform, then resize. And you can like clip it down to, let's say I just want the car. So you just edit it so it's just the car, and then there you go. And you can do, like, just to make it dry, you can add the diamond or the keyframe. That's really what it really is called, but I just call it the diamond because it's a diamond. And add another one and where it ends, and then you have just the car moving. And also you can do the graphs and make it go do weird stuff or other stuff. Yeah. And I'll show you my recent animation and what that looks like. So I split up my animation into two different parts. So this first part is just the simple basics. Just don't mind the figures. So what I did was I took a white background, then a green, then a yellow, then a red, then like a purplish blue and an orange. And you don't have to do this, that's just what I did. And in between those photos, I just added this kind of just it's hard to just this and it just makes it more clean. And then these are all my overlays that I use to move. So here's the phone. I did a keyframe here, and this keyframe goes down, and I used this graph, this bounce 3, to make it go up and down like that. And then I added another one to go right there.
Hello?
And then with the body, I did a keyframe, and I made it walk forward, and then stay for a second, and then added another keyframe for the taller bit. Then I did the next thing, and I just keep adding keyframes, and you can kind of see how I kind of layer it over each other so that it's smoother.
Wish I was a baller. I wish I
And just keep doing all that. This took me about maybe an hour to do, but
Hello?
the results
I wish I
are
was
very
a little.
worth it. And then with the keyframes, let me go to my texts. You can also animate your text with the keyframes.
Hello? I wish I was.
So with this one, I made it go to the side of the screen. And then just all the same thing. And you can do whatever you want. And then the second part I did was the edited part, where I saved that video and I just added video effects and other things like that. And I also just added stuff and did final touches. And this is how I make body sheets, like this, and like this one. So first you want to select your canvas, like what you want. This is on Ibis Paint, but I usually use the square, or just any of them usually works, but I'm gonna use this one. And what you do is, I like to see how my background is, so I either do this or that. It doesn't matter. And then you can just draw your character, but you want to do all the separate limbs on different layers. Trust me, it helps a lot. Okay, now that you got your character, what you want to do is, since you did all your different things on different layers, move the layer so you can kind of crop it how I showed you earlier, so none of it is kind of overlapping. And you can place it wherever you want, however you want, but for now I'm just going to do a simple layout. Okay, so now you have that. What you can do is you can save the image and then go back to CapCut and put that image in as an overlay. So now that you have that in as an overlay, you can make it as long or short as you want, and just pick a body part. I usually start with the torso because it's just easiest for me to see how the body's going to move. But you just kind of crop it down to like about the size. And now that you have that in, you can move it freely and whatever. You can add the keyframe, and that's where it's going to start. And I'm just going to, hard to explain. And then you add another keyframe and make it sway, like kind of make it go back and forth, and you can kind of check it by doing that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the graphs and do bounce 3, because that's my go-to usually. And then you have it just simply moving. And then you can add that again. Oh my god. Okay. Add that again and just keep repeating that process. And also what you can do, you can go over to layers at the bottom and you can make the layers, like, let's say you have the leg and you want the leg under the torso, or you want the torso under the head. You can like move the layers around and kind of choose which is on front and which is back. And just keep repeating that process until you have something like just an animation. Like, just add the leg. I'll show you again. You add the keyframe, kind of move it how you want. And then the second keyframe, you can start to move it some more. Like maybe you want to do that. And check it, all good, you like it. And then you can do the same graph or a graph that that ties into it. But also, if you want to, you can hit edit on the graph and you can like make it kind of just, you can edit it how you want. And you just keep repeating that until you're done with the whole body. Okay, now that you're done animating your little thing, when you're done animating, if you want to start adding effects or anything like that, what you can do is you can hit export and it will save your video into your camera roll. Then you can just hit add new project and add in the animation that you just made. Now you can go through the sounds, you can get your own sound by making a video or doing a screen recording of a sound and hit extract. But let me just take the same audio that I had before. So you click add audio, then extract. And then you can take that and
Hello? I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her.
like that. And then after you have your audio in or whatever, you can start splitting it up.
Hello?
Like if I want to split it right here, then I could hit split and then you can do any sort of transformation or transition. Then you can keep doing that. And what I do is I click on the video, hit effects, then video effects. And then you can choose from whatever you like. And then here's a cool way to make a cool edit. You can delete the rest of your video and click on this and hit duplicate. Let me find it real quick. Yep, there it is. And then with duplicate, you can then click it again and scroll down here until you have reverse. Reverse. Then you click it. You can minimize it, but I'm just gonna wait. And
Hello? I wish I was a little
And then
bit
it's
taller. I
reversed.
wish I was a baller.
Then you can add another video effect and do like a rainbow or something.
I wish I
if
was
you
a
want
little bit taller. I
rainbow.
wish I was a baller.
Rainbow, then you can go to nightclub and scroll down and just try to find like I like
I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller.
like that. Or there's just a lot to choose from, but I'm just gonna do that.
I wish I was a little bit taller. I
And
wish I
then
was a
there you
baller.
go.
I wish I had a girl who looked good. I would call her.
And you have your first edited and animated video. Yeah, there you go. I really hope this helps. I tried to explain it, but I tried to explain it as much as I could because the first one I watched, it was very fast and it was really hard to understand. But I really do hope this helps. See you in the next video.